One more race in the regular season, and this is it. This is the final chance to make the playoffs. Bill Elliott is in desperate need of a win if he wants to keep his championship hopes alive. He'll start this race from the pole. Buckshot Jones is starting in the middle of the pack. He is currently 8 points to the good, but a bad day today could end his championship hopes. And then there's Kyle Petty, who's 9 points out coming into this race, and he had a crash in qualifying and will start this race at the back of the pack in a backup car. Here's a look at the playoff grid entering today's race, and keep in mind that the two guys starting on the front row, Bill Elliott and Scott Riggs, they cannot make it on points, but if they get a win, they could spoil the playoff party. The pace car's on pit road and we're underway. The green flag is out. Bill Elliott goes up the hill and puts Scott Riggs in the wall. Mark Martin takes the lead as Bill Elliott goes into the wall. The yellow flag is out already here on lap 1. Let's take a look at the replay and see what happened. It looks like Bill Elliott got loose heading into turn 1. He goes up the hill, puts Scott Riggs in the wall, and then they collide again off turn 2, and then Scott Riggs just finishes the job on the backstretch. A huge disappointment for Bill Elliott as his championship hopes are now officially dead. We are going to restart this race on lap 3. Mark Martin and Ryan Newman are on the front row. The pace car is coming onto pit road, and the green flag is back in the air. Ryan Newman gets a good jump heading into turn 1. Off turn 2, Newman's going to hold on to the lead, it looks like. Is he going to be able to clear him in 3 and 4? Not quite. Our top 4 drivers right now are the 4 that were already locked into the playoffs, as they're just fighting for some extra playoff points in this one. Last week's winner, John Andretti, looks to the inside of Mark Martin for the lead. Mark Martin still has the lead off turn 2. Here comes Terry Labonte to the inside. He's going to make it 3 wide for the lead off turn 4. Labonte has the advantage here, it looks like, as he's going to clear Mark Martin for the lead. But Mark Martin tries the crossover. He's back to the inside of Terry Labonte. Mark Martin goes wide in 3 and 4, and Ryan Newman's on the inside for the lead now. Here comes Buckshot Jones as he's going to take second away from Mark Martin. And Kyle Petty has come all the way from the back to the top 5. He's going to fight for the win in this one. Buckshot Jones has never won a race in the Copperhead Cup Series, as he has 3.5 laps to go if he wants to get his first victory. Here comes Kyle Petty, his teammate, to the inside in turn 1. Petty Enterprise teammates battling it out for the lead. Here comes Ewan Wayne. He's on the inside of Kyle Petty for the race lead with 2 laps to go. Mark Martin gives Ewan Wayne a shove in the corner as he's going to go to the lead with 1.5 laps to go. Here comes Mark Martin to the inside of the 1 car. The white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go as Mark Martin is clear off turn 2. John Andretti is now looking for the race lead through 3 and 4 for the final time. Mark Martin is going to get his 2nd win of the season. That had to be one of my favorite Copperhead Cup Series races, as we had some great racing, especially in the final 4 or 5 laps there. Now we take a look at the season stats and the playoff grid. You can see the playoff grid on the right, as those 6 drivers will be battling it out for 3 spots in the championship race. They have 2 races, and whichever ones are the top 3 after the next 2 races will have a chance at fighting for the championship in race 10. So I really hope you join me for the playoffs over the next 3 weeks, and I will see you next week for race 1 of the playoffs.